Hey friends, in today's video, we're going to be making this beautiful Easter topiary made from all things Dollar Tree, so stay tuned. All right, so to begin, I'm going to be using this picture on the left as my inspiration for this design. I found these at Hobby Lobby for over $200. I picked these 24-inch stacked eggs at the Dollar Tree for $5. So if you have a plus at your Dollar Tree, amazing. All right, so we're going to be using this rich art paint from the Dollar Tree. I picked up this light green one. I'm also going to be using a white, and I'm also going to be using this beautiful pink one that I found from there. I'm also going to be using this sponge brush set. I love that it comes in a set of 6 because since we're dipping into multiple colors, it's going to work perfect. Also going to be using these art brushes from the Dollar Tree as well. I love that they have that flat tip. It's going to work perfect for our project today. All right, so go ahead and remove that plastic, and once you finish removing that plastic, you should have 2 other eggs inside of there. The top one, the middle one, and then you're going to have the one that's going to go at the bottom. We're going to start off with the top one, and what you're going to be using is that sponge brush set, and you're going to be using that light green paint. All right, so we're going to go ahead and start from the top. Now you want to make sure that you're very gentle with the strokes. You don't need to overwhelm it with a lot of paint. Once this dries, you're going to go ahead and give it a second coat. So don't worry too much if there is a gap or it doesn't cover all the paint. Once it dries up, we're going to go ahead and give it a second coat. So I did end up adding some of that white paint to the green and kind of mixing it together from here on out, just so that it didn't have that super lime green color. And I really think it came out better this way. All right, so once it fully dries, I went in and I gave it that second coat, always making sure that I did mix some of that white color in there just to kind of mute the green a little bit, and I think it came out really nice. And this is how it should look. Once you're done, you're going to go ahead and set it aside and let it dry. All right, so for our second egg, what I did was I used my dry erase marker just to kind of outline where I was going to be painting and if I needed to change anything with the design before I started. Once you figure that out, you can go ahead and erase it and start your painting. All right, and then I went ahead and grabbed that light green again. Don't forget to mix it in with that white in case you do want to lighten it up. All right, and then these lines, you guys, these lines are probably going to be the most tedious part of this project. You want to make sure that you do not rush these lines at all. With a gentle hand, just kind of very gently outline the lines that are already on the egg, following the pattern that we had initially drawn with our dry erase marker. You're just going to want to make sure that you use a light hand, and once you actually outline these lines, you can kind of smear them to make them thicker if you do want. But you're going to follow this design through the whole egg, and once you're done, you're going to let it dry. forever later, but once you're done, you're gonna go ahead and put this aside and then start on your last egg. All right, so for this last egg, what we're gonna be doing is with our sponge brush, we're going to be outlining a diamond shape on it. Now, it already brings smaller diamonds, so you're gonna use about 4 of the diamonds. And once you outline it with your sponge brush, then you're gonna be gently painting it on the inside. Also, I went ahead and I didn't paint the diamond shape completely. If you notice, I left a little bit of a gap, and that's just to create a white trim around it. So I'm going to leave this for all of the ones that I'm going to be painting in pink and in green. Believe me, once you paint these a few times, you're going to find your rhythm and it's going to become much easier. This was honestly not that difficult to do. You just have to very gently try to get around to make straight lines. And this is how it should look like when it is done. As you can see, I left that white trim around all of them, and now I'm going to start off with my pink ones. You're honestly going to be doing the same exact thing except with pink. So you're going to go ahead and on the ones that you left white, you're going to go ahead and add your pink on these. And this is how it should look like when it's done. I think it looks absolutely beautiful with that pink and green. Remember to give it a second coat once it dries up. All right, and then to finish off the second tier, once it's completely dry, you're gonna go ahead and what I ended up using was a Q-tip. I felt it gave me that perfect roundness, but you could also use your brush. And I grabbed some of that pink paint and I just put small dots in the middle of all of these diamond shapes. And this is how it should look like when it's done. You can go ahead and put it aside and we're going to work on our last piece. All right, so for this last piece, which is going to be the top, I'm going to be using that white paint that I have, and I'm going to be gently with my brush. I'm just going to be making what looks like petals. I'm going to be making some type of flower, and then I'm just going to be spacing them out on the egg to whatever I feel honestly will look best. So you can just be creative with this and just place them wherever you see fit. They will look perfect and make them as big or as small as you want. And again, I just went ahead with my brush and just kind of gave them each petals. All right, guys, and then once you're done, you're going to go ahead and stack your eggs. You want to gently press the top. You'll hear it click, and that should lock it right in. All right, and as extra detail, you do not have to do this at all, but I had some extra yellow ribbon. I'm sure you can pick some up at the Dollar Tree as well. And I just ended up using some hot glue to glue it to the back of the eggs. And I felt it gave it some nice separation and just that extra Easter deliciousness. And that is it, you guys. I hope that you guys enjoyed this tutorial. Let me know in the comments if you guys enjoyed it, what part you guys love. If you guys have any questions, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys in our next video.